The letter has reached its recipient. Shall we inform Sir Donovan, Master? I believe I can guide you to the person in question.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
You really ought to have returned home. Mayhaps it's time I went looking for him. That place pushed my ears on. Yet before to before him.
Here at the inn, we also offer changes of vocation for those who seek it. I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
Always a pleasure.
Mayhap this... Here at the inn, I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
Always a pleasure.
He really ought to have returned by now.
Fancy a look at my wares? Always a pleasure.
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful.
Browsing was enough to scratch the itch, in my case.
Aye, I'm well enough, thank you.
Do be quick, I fear my time is in short supply.
I've a pressing duty to which I must attend.
Am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. It is time I went looking for.
Fancy a look at my wares? Do come again.
Here at the inn, I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me.
Always a pleasure.
Here at the inn, I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
Always a pleasure.
Really?
I follow my whims, wheresoe'er they may lead.
Am I the first to notice we've all got different vocations?
Our respective abilities are unique as well.
We must each of us own our skills. A jack of all trades is a master of none.
Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
Try not to get hit, lest all that vim go to waste.
The Arisen has been drenched! Fear not, I shall aid you directly.
Naught compares to the thrill of victory. One cannot help but feel indomitable.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.
That Lady Margaret's a kindly sort. We met when I worked with her husband, Sir Gregor, on one occasion. Now she's taken to inquiring after my health at the turn of every season. Well, that appears to have sent some of the beasts reeling, at least. To finish the job, I'd have you drop a jar of poison into their nest. With any luck, the Saurians will realize that they chose a perilous spot and steer clear of the village boundary in future. But pray, take care not to drop it in the river. The villagers use that water on a daily basis. You must make sure your aim is true. Are we clear? Good. You'll find the jars of poison just outside the village. Toss one into the Saurian's nest, and your task is done.
Now we are to throw a jar of poison. Be sure to handle it with care, Master.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
They can be most convenient, though they travel only during the day. Expertly thrown, Master. I'd wager those Saurians will think twice about nesting here again.
One could not have hoped for a gladder outcome.
You've done as I asked, I see. Many thanks for your efforts. And I must say, you've a fine arm. I couldn't have done better myself. Watching you got me thinking. Mayhap you've the sense to inherit the skills I possess. Or perhaps 'tis a little early for such talk. In any event, thanks to the work you've done for us today, the rebuilding efforts ought to proceed apace. And for that, I'm grateful.
'Tis done. That was certainly worthwhile.
Done at last. Perhaps a brief respite before we take on another?
'Tis vital that we rest and regain our strength before moving on.
Looking for work?
This might be worth a read.
Your current vocation.
How glad I am to see you. What?
Yes? Is there something I can do for you?
Alas, would that you were our sovereign.
Here to ask aught of me, are you?
You've my gratitude for the work you've done for us this day. Rebuilding efforts ought to proceed apace now.
Good day, sir.
You really ought to have returned by now.
This ox cart's bound for Vernworth. I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due.
Ah, you've returned. How did you fare on the journey to Melv? Splendid! You've been an immense help, I must say. The cart reached its destination safe and sound, and from the tell of it, you even rid the road of a few monsters. You've certainly earned a reward, my friend. Here you are.
Ox carts seem a convenient choice for longer journeys. I see no harm in making use of them as needed, Master.
You have my support.
Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to stop?
Greetings, Your Majesty. Have you a moment to speak?
Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares all soon. A precious little time.
A few hours. There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. You've done a fine job culling those monsters, Your Majesty. 'Tis common knowledge among the people that 'twas you who delivered them from danger. The number of those who seek out this tavern in the hope of an audience with the Arisen grows by the day. Should you continue to display such valor, the day will soon come when Disa can no longer deny your presence. And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this. 'Tis 'Tis a symbol of my own gratitude.
Our task is complete. Hardly surprising, given that you and I were on the job.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. You will need to infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Deez's misdeeds. I hesitate to ask something so dangerous of you, yet I fear we have few other options. I have attempted to do the same through my own channels afore now, though I have yet to uncover so much as a whisper of her plots. Would that I could undertake the task myself, but my station prohibits me from reckless action. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? I shall ensure that the door to the Queen Regent's office is open between midnight and dawn. Pray use that time to conduct your investigation.
Shall we make for Vernworth Palace?
I heard a rumor that this land was once a kingdom of beastrons.
Truly?
Quite, though no definitive records remain.
Good tidings, friend. How have you been keeping? As for me, I made the most of my week-long sojourn. One might even say I enjoyed myself overmuch. You see, I grew so fond of the destination my feet carried me off to, methinks I should like to live there. And that's when I thought, mayhap you've grown just as fond of this dwelling. Fond enough to purchase it from me? I can't just give it to you, mind. I've my relocation costs to consider, but I'd sell it to you cheap as I can afford. Well, friend, what say you? Much obliged, friend. I hope you're as pleased with our deal as I am. This little dwelling's all yours now. Suppose I'd best be off. I've my own home to get to. I hope you'll be happy here, friend. Farewell.
This is my favorite place in all the town.
Yes, not I love more than a saucy rumour. There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it? Inquiry Stone in hand, we can travel wheresoever we please.
We must save it for a time of dire need.
I've got the sharpest ears in town.
I might nod off if I'm not careful. Got to try to enjoy life,
Seems a few worries when I'm here. So tired. I'd wonder if there's any easy work to be had. But not at the expense of my duty.
I could use it. Fun to be right.
Will someone do aught about this?
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Beg pardon, sir, but might I have a moment of your time? I've a proposal to make, and methinks you'll want to hear it. See, a friend of mine has an empty house, but no use for it. And I see you round the inn rather often. Understand me? 'Twouldn't come free, mind, but the price is a fair one, and you'd have a place to call your own. What say you? Well, you needn't decide this very moment. Come speak with me again once your mind's set.
Follow me, if you would.
We might scratch another task off our list while we're here, if we are so inclined.
Efficiency is not the only factor worthy of consideration.
Have... No fear, Master.
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
But not at the expense of my duty.
At least for everyone in their place.
Can't afford to retire at my age. Still a while to go before the shift starts.
It is best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray, be cautious.
Wonder if anyone would notice if I missed training.
My sword arm could use some work.
Our soldiers need better training.
Who's there? Pray, keep your voice low. 'Twouldn't be good for either of us if someone was summoned to come check on me. Could it be that you have come to bring Mother's schemes to light? Aye, Disa is my mother. Pray forgive me for not telling you sooner. 'Twas never my intent to deceive you. I simply feared that if I spoke the truth, none would wish to involve themselves with me. But that is no longer a concern. 'Tis clear that we are allied in purpose. My word, you mean to say that you are the true Arisen? That the Sovereign currently residing in the palace is a pretender? Could Mother have had a hand in that as well?
Regent Kin Sven appears to be missing from his chambers. Have you seen him?
Me? No, sir.
Then start searching, you fool. Should aught befall the Regent Kin, 'tis us who'll answer to her grace.
Forgive me. My absence seems to have made this rather more difficult for us. You ought leave the palace at once. This room turned up little of interest, but I've a mind to look into this further. I shall send word to Captain Brandt if I discover aught you should know. I'll head out first and speak with the Sentinels. Use that opportunity to make good your escape.
Sven, where have you been?
Forgive me. I couldn't sleep. I thought a stroll might clear my head.
My back's not acting up today. My stomach's growled.
Only person I believe in.
Learn a new dish. Keep it interesting. A fine place. Oh, someone do it.
'Twould appear you've found evidence of the Queen Regent's misdeeds. Shall we report this development to Captain Brandt? If you would be so kind as to follow me, I shall take you to the one you seek.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
We're here, Master.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. How fared your mission? Was there aught suspicious to be found in the Queen Regent's office? This scrap. 'Twas part of a letter, and from Batal no less. This alone can prove little, but 'tis clear that Disa's schemes run deep. To think, Disa's actions have weighed even on the mind of her own son. 'Tis a surprise, but a welcome one. Disa is the doting mother before the Regent King. If Regent King Sven is willing to aid us by drawing Disa's focus, we may be able to gain more useful information. You have done well, Your Majesty. Though I am limited in the aid I am able to offer, I bid you, take this.
It seems we were right to suspect the Queen Regent. We ought to keep an eye on her in the days to come.
That's odd. Queen Regent Disa appears to be working in concert with this Phases fellow. But what precisely is their aim?
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt will lend his support to your Majesty's cause. I refer to Waldar, a magistrate. Many a time has Disa demanded Waldar amend the Code of Vermont to her own benefit. And many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As a result, he now sits in a cell beneath the palace. Our laws dictate that your Majesty is our rightful ruler. Thus, As the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldor will be willing to vouch for your majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in arranging the magistrate's release? I've prepared a means for you to enter the palace dungeons. Pray, take this. This mission demands the utmost secrecy. Prithee be cautious, your majesty. Should you be discovered, I will be unable to lend aught in the way of aid.
Pray, follow me.
I must say, this doesn't sit well with me at all.
Well, that's rather put me out. See you down there? Fine, where's all...
What's to be done about this?
I've things to do, if you don't mind.
There's a ladder here.
Someone is looking this way. Is there aught about me that caught their eye?
Well met, son. How might I be of service?
What?
Faring well, I hope.
My, I'm trapped like a rat in a cage. This Arisen's both shrewd and fleet of foot. Ah, 'tis obvious, no? I am an agent, of a sort. Let's just say there are some who don't want you wandering about as you please. I was to report on your comings and goings, you see. But I suppose that job's over, now you found me out. So, how about it, friend? Will you let me go? I've no reason to trouble you any further. Understandable. Still, no harm in asking, was there? Let's get this over with, then.
I shan't let them harm you.
You there! Halt! Shit! We're in for it now.
With all likelihood, he is an agent dispatched from Batal. Pray, let us handle the rest. We will hear all he has to say before the week is out. I bid you, wait till then. If aught catches your eye.
Yes, sir! Ugh. Leave this area to me.
No idle chatter during missions, sir.
Well met. Looking to make a purchase? Hope to see you again.
No purchases to be made today, I see. I just hope the shopkeep understands.
Gold is a resource best spent judiciously.
it this morning.
It's been a hard
I didn't tell you half.
We're ready as long as you
That's quite enough!
What should I do?
This looks as good a place as any. This place always puts me at ease.
How did I end up in this miserable place?
But not at the expense of my duty.
Something good will come of this. Just know it.
No one will disturb me here.
Can't put a price on peace and quiet. I just know it.
I'm always willing to lend a helping hand.
To be something fun to do. What should I do? What to do? What to do? I've no mother or father to speak of, you see. So the nice people at the Gracious Hand take care of me. I wanted to get them a present to say thank you, and I thought a bunch of flowers would be just the thing. And the problem is, I can't seem to find any good ones. Do you think you could help me? All I need is a bunch of pretty flowers. But true. Thank you ever so much, Arisen. I'm sure you'll find the prettiest flowers that ever were.
Arms for the poor. Pray grant those less fortunate families salvation.
Do you know how long you'll be? I only ask so that I might adopt the most effective stance to recuperate my strength.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen. You are in need of healing. Allow me. Wait a moment.
Got any tales to liven up my day?
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
After you, Arisen.
Arisen! Have you brought me a bunch of flowers already? Oh, just look at them. They're the most beautiful flowers I've ever seen. These should brighten the sisters' days. Say, would you mind terribly if I asked you another favor? See, one of my friends taught me a magic spell. It's supposed to let you meet whomever you like. All you have to do is find a silver stone, put it under your pillow, and say the magic words. But there's the problem. I've been looking all over for such a stone, and I can't find one anywhere. Would you find a silver stone and bring it to me, Arisen? For true. I knew I could count on you, Arisen. I'll be waiting.
Our next mission.
Oh, I can't find a silver stone anywhere. Have you fared any better? Oh, just look how it shines. Thank you ever so much. Say, aren't you curious who I want to meet? Well, I'll tell you. My mother and father. I don't even know what they look like, you know. Not to say I'm unhappy at the Gracious Hand, of course. But I'd really like to meet them, even just once. I want to tell them how grateful I am that they gave me life. Oh, it's so shiny. Oh, hi, Arisen. You'll help me again if I need it, won't you? Please say yes.
Miss Daphne seemed pleased with our efforts. Mayhap we ought to pay her another visit sometime soon.
I quite agree.
Salvation. Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for alms for the poor? Many thanks. May fortune smile upon you, kind sir.
This is a place of prayer. Do keep your voice low.
Suppose you're all right.
I've not got food atwixt my teeth, have I?
I will see to it that the law is upheld.
Let me get that.
We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
call it dull.
Where's my comb? My fur's in the right.
Dead on my feet.
If our prayers are not
Maybe I'll
what hope have we?
so dull. There's nothing doing.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
I'd say we collect as much as we can carry.
You fond of those eyes? Keep them to yourself.
Always gotta be in the thick of things, me.
I don't feel safe here.
Come to think of it, was there not another task we were to see to somewhere nearby?
When the mind is split, the heart must lead. Or so I've learned.
Humility's here.
What am I to do?
This is all I ask of life.
Not my kind of place,
One Wakestone shard is a mere rock, but combined, they can work miracles.
We must take care not to throw it away by mistake.
Master, my heart knows no greater peace than when I'm by your side. There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
What they're whispering of me now, I dread to think. Greetings.
Won't someone do aught about this? I've more time than I know how to spend. I've more time than I know how to spend.
Sometimes this is the only place I can find peace. Bunch of sluggards.
Tis our duty.
Have no fear, Master. I'll fare all right without you for a little while.
I'm ready for patrol. I'll take any silence.
Keep moving.
Cultivate peace. I'll just wait for the new equipment to come in.
So, you've come. Captain Brant bade me allow you passage.
I'd soon stay out of that very hot.
This armor's far from comfortable.
This sort of quiet means all's well.
Naught compares to a real battle.
I only pray my watch finishes without incident.
Minute now.
Polishing my armor can wait till the morn.
This armor's seen better days. Must hold out till someone comes to release me.
Have you come to release me from this jail? Who are you? Aha! Then we are presented with three options. Either the law of our world that allows only one arisen has been upended, or Deesa's arisen is false, or you are lying to me. Have you proof that you are arisen, as you say? Ah, they say the Arisen's breast bears a wound akin to the dragon's claw. By that mark, 'twould seem 'tis true. This reminds me of a happening 148 years ago. During the reign of Regent Alphonse, a man named Crusoe appeared and claimed to be arisen. He went before the people, insisting that he, and not Regent Alphonse, was the true arisen, the one fit to lead them as their ruler. And what befell him, you ask? Ha! Crusoe was discovered to be a liar, whereupon his head was liberated from his shoulders on the spot. Aye, I dare say your arrival portends another beheading, but whose will it be, Escape? But why? Here, I spend my days perusing the code and deciphering old texts. I can devote all my time to my own interests. And I need not turn my ear to Deesa's absurd demands. 'Tis a paradise to me, this cell. That said, if you know of a place with a mountain of tomes I could delve into, I might rethink the matter. Tell me, does that ring any bells? I suspected as much. Then we are done here. Leave me be.
Leave off.
Up of late. Would that I ne'er had force to draw steel. I'm nodding off where I stand.
Not ruins your day by getting cut open.
I'd hasten home, were this not my duty.
My legs are stiff as boards after training.
Shall we seek out the young man from the other day? I can guide you there, if you wish.
The guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
And here I thought I was leading the way. But I suppose your whims take precedence. We cannot accompany you there, Master, but fear not. You'll find us here when you return.
Just about anywhere.
Reckon you can do some things, eh? I'm not gonna take that from you. Thorns is
Would that I
tired.
now had force to draw steel.
I'd hasten home, were this not my duty.
Not ruined your day by getting cut open.
I'm dead on my feet, aren't I?
I'd rather not drink steel if I can avoid it.
Like it or not, I must go where duty calls.
More can be done. Fine.
Enough!
My knees have been acting up of late.
This has no bearing on our current conversation, but might I say, should a scrap ensue, we'll be at somewhat of a disadvantage.
I mislike our odds in a melee.
Mayhaps someone could change vocations? Someone besides me, of course?
Now here's a surprise.
At least all our efforts weren't for naught.
Interesting. I shall have to inform my own master of this. I overheard some of the soldiers standing guard outside the palace discussing a curious rumor. Stay with me, Arisen. Wait a moment.
We've a key to hand, as I recall.
Shall we try it on the door?
To our escort of me, are you?
The other day, I chanced to...
Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for alms for the poor? Many thanks. May fortune smile upon you, kind sir. Ah, hold on a moment, Sir Arisen. Perchance you would be willing to aid me with another matter. You see, one of the children we care for here at the Gracious Hand has gone missing. Malcolm, his name is. He's a steady lad. I can't imagine he would have run away. This building's very old. It could be that he's found himself in some strange corner of it. Might I impose on you to search for him?
It would seem we've a need to scrounge up information. 'Tis tedious work. But I suppose we'd best get to it.
Right you are.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
Invited yourself into my company, I see.
Oh, I can't complain.
What to do? What to do? Hoy, Arisen! Say, have you heard about the state of the river? Do you know the river close by the church? Well, it's come to be full of muck and filth and all sorts. That's a problem for the church, as it draws from the river to make holy water. The water's so filthy that it's going to take twice the amount of gold ore to purify it. I was thinking you could help the priests by finding some gold ore. After all, it wouldn't be good for anyone if the church ran out of holy water. I was hoping you'd say that. Thanks ever so much. I'll help too. I'll look for gold ore every place I can think of. Hoy, Arisen! Have you found any gold ore yet? Wow! Thank you, Arisen. But we'll be needing a little more than this. The purifying process uses up an awful lot of ore, according to the priests.
I hope this job plays out better than the...
What?
Life's been pretty kind. Not we have what we can get it on town.
All this quiet makes me come more anxious.
A ladder, is it? How convenient.
We ought to put it to good use.
Getting proper rest is an important duty in its own right. "'Tis a relief to be home. Let us just say that not all Arisen are quite like you, Master. Shall we hunt a few monsters to start the day off?
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Gather round! Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller.
Welcome to Pure, and quality is what you need if you want to survive. So hope to see you again.
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful.
Browsing was enough to scratch.
Welcome to Pure, and quality is what you need if you want to survive. Many thanks. I appreciate it.
Hoi. Faring well, I hope. Would you care to join me? I'd not say no to a bit of company. I was hoping you'd say that. Do you know, I had a feeling we'd meet here today. Intuition, I suppose. Say, you're not from round here, are you? Are you a traveler? Have you seen many places? How I envy you. This city is all I know. I long to learn more of the outside world, but Mother won't allow it. She's always telling me how dangerous it is beyond the palace walls. But that only makes me question her judgment all the more. After all, if the world truly is so perilous, what of the lives of our people? They must be fraught with uncertainty, subject to harsh conditions. It seems unfair that I alone should be shielded from that reality. But listen to me waffling on. Ah, I almost forgot. I happened upon this little curio the other day. Here, you're welcome to it if you'd like. My apologies, friend, but I'd best be going. I mustn't let Mother find out I left the palace. Thank you for indulging me. I do hope we'll see each other anon. Till then, farewell.
If I were you, Master, I'd not leave this unread.
Let's have a look, then.
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh?
Gather round! Treat your ears to a tale by a lock.
Good day, sir.
Say, have you been to Harp? It is a quaint little village down by the sea. Well, if you do visit, I hear.
Such quietude.
One head to market, methinks.
Can't make a living if I get myself in.
Mayhap I ought to be getting home.
Where's my comb? My fur's in a right state. Places such as this ought to be...
Boy, Arisen! Have you found any gold ore yet? Wow! This'll be plenty, I reckon. Thank you ever so much. Listen, I was talking to the priests, and apparently our troubles aren't over yet. Would you be willing to lend us a hand again, Arisen? Just one more time? Thanks. So, remember how I told you about the river by the church getting all mucky? Well, the grown-ups are saying it's gotten worse. Now lots of people who live nearby are falling sick. The priests have been treating everyone as best they can, but there's nowhere near enough medicine to go round. I want to help them, but I'm not sure what I can do. Apart from ask you, that is. Would you bring us some more medicine, Arisen? Oh, thanks, Arisen. What would we do without you? I'll talk to the priests in the meantime, see if there's anything useful I can do.
Now, we've need of medicine. We can purchase it at shops or make some ourselves by combining the ingredients.
Of course.
Hoi, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Thanks so much. This will make all the difference. But with so many sick, I reckon the priest could use a bit more than this. If you happen to find some, will you bring it to me? Hoi, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Not yet. Fair enough.
Was I lacking in devotion?
This is a place of prayer. Do keep your voice low.
Malcolm's been really into exploring of late. Just the other day, he was going around telling anyone who'd listen about how he was an ox hair away from making some big discovery.
I'll pick that up. We might have need of it.
It's a bit much for me. I'd best head home.
A short proposal would do me a world of good.
All this worrying. Here to ask aught of me, are you?
Risen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Not yet. Fair enough.
I must be grateful.
Is Malcolm all right? We were supposed to go exploring together, but I overslept and he went without me. Wish he'd woken me up. I was really looking forward to going down into those vaults. Oh no, I wasn't meant to tell anyone that.
Chaos in the world begins with chaos of the mind.
A short repose would do me a world of good. I know so little of this world. And of myself.
My fur stands on it. Just leave me to my misery.
If our prayers are not what hope
This is generally used as a material.
Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Not yet. Fair enough.
Some meat would be nice. Birds are costly.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
I'd sooner stay out of that.
I end up
If our prayers are not heeded, what hope have we?
Must we beg for guidance? Can't we make our own? This place is Anthony's home.
Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Now that's just splendid! Oh, thank you, Arisen. This should be plenty. I'll take it to the church straight away.
It's a goodly deed we've done, aiding the sick. I only hope our efforts go a ways toward improving life in the slums.
I quite agree.
Thanks, sir.
Not my kind of place, this.
Suppose I'd best be heading home. Let me alone. I'm not out here for fun, you know.
Say, I've noticed you walking around questioning people.
I wonder what it was Malcolm found. Treasure?
Where could Malcolm have gotten off to? Perhaps you could try asking the other children. I haven't been able...
Malcolm? All he's doing of late is picking through rubble. Don't know why he bothered.
Shall we report back now?
Vaults, you say? By my knowledge, they were sealed off. Ah, but you mentioned rubble, aye? Then perhaps the lad found a way through. Come, I fear there's not a moment to lose. Pray, follow me, and quickly. I believe this is the place to which the children were referring. Look, there, a hole. Could he have passed through here? There is naught to be done but have a look for ourselves. The passage ahead looks small, but we may be able to squeeze through. Let us make haste.
Causes conflict to plague the world. This is such a good spot to be
Heed your senses. If aught feels out of place, it could very well be a trap.
Remain alert, and naught shall catch us by surprise.
Excellent! Just what I was hoping for.
Malcolm, thank goodness you are unharmed. You have my eternal gratitude, Sir Arisen. Now I can breathe freely at last.
Sir Kendrick? You'll never believe what I've found. It's just up ahead. Books, sir. Books, books, and more books. It's like some sort of secret workshop.
Truly, perhaps we ought to take a look.
Shall we follow, Master?
Right you are.
Is there no getting through this door?
Not bad.
Nice of you to say so.
Splendid.
Heavens above!
Isn't it amazing? And I found it. Me.
'Tis quite a find indeed. Is this some manner of archive? Why, I've ne'er seen so many books. This collection must be worth a fortune. 'Tis a veritable treasure trove of wisdom. Might I ask that you not share the existence of this place with others, Sir Arisen? We cannot allow the knowledge accumulated here to be misused or mistreated. We ought to entrust its care to someone worthy, someone who can appreciate its true value. Pray tell me if you know of such an individual. As for you, Malcolm, I forbid you from telling anyone else about this place. 'Twill be our little secret. Understood?
Oh, but...
However, in exchange for your silence, you may come and go as you please.
Let's investigate this place's secrets together, eh?
It near boggles the mind that so impressive an archive slumbered here. 'Tis surely any scholar's dream.
'Tis as you say.
Water is nigh invisible in this gloom. No few times has an overconfident step soaked my boots.
I dare say that's part and parcel of the adventurer's trade.
Must have taken a wrong turn.
All this worrying's giving me an achy back. Coming up for a few inches of spices.
I'm surrounded by winches on all sides.
Anyone will notice.
Centuries a damn way to wind up in the barrel.
Sex modules down dark paths, this place. I'm in it now. Suppose I ought. Still a while to go.
Oh, sir, if you please, pray excuse my boldness, sir. I am but a humble maid in service to a noble household. Might I beg a moment of your time? My master is in need of aid, you see, and I'm hoping you'll consider offering your assistance. Oh, thank you, sir. You cannot imagine my relief. Might we continue this conversation somewhere more discreet? The matter it concerns is rather sensitive, and I would not risk being overheard. You will find my master's manor in the noble quarter. Pray, meet me there at your earliest convenience.
I'll make a living if I get myself injured.
sort of in whatever happens here, anyhow.
I've been on my feet all day.
Wish I had someone to talk to.
What should I get up to today?
I don't like it here. I want to go home.
Sweat, toil. Each day's more of the same.
I don't feel safe here.
Hasn't anyone got coin to spend?
Do you know how long you'll be? I only ask so that I might adopt the most effective stance to recuperate my strength.
Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
Like it or not, I must go where duty calls me.
Well, have you found some place I might sate my scholarly curiosities? Oh, to think such a place existed. How very curious. Guide me outside, then. If you can deliver me from this pit, I ought to be able to find the rest of the way on my own.
I hasten home, whether or not my duty. Someone comes to me. Seem uneasy.
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
This should be far enough. My thanks. If you truly are Arisen, then I swear to someday repay this debt I owe. Words may be wind, but there's naught else I can offer you at present. Pray visit me if you've the time or inclination. Mayhap the knowledge I've gained reading tomes of Eld could be of some use to you.
'Tis locked, Arisen.
Let us return once we've the key in hand.
Haven't got any. Taken a wrong turn. Much to do yet. The port will be touched.
Battle is best avoided here.
share with me your troubles. 'Tis good to see you are well.
Couldn't hurt to rest my feet a moment.
Always another I just about had my fill of this rice.
Lots to do.
It's had rowdy.
Want to try to enjoy life where and when I can.
Interested in my wares?
You're a welcome sight, Arisen. As ever, I'm yours to command. It will be an honor to serve by your side.
This rumor has been troubling me ever since I first caught wind of it. Apparently, there is an illness we pawns can catch.
Why, you there? Your presence is requested at the tavern this evening. Who's the one requesting? I didn't ask. 'Tis none of my concern. The fellow said aught about the usual place.
We've made it then. What's our first order of business, Arisen?
To doubt my words is folly.
Hope today's fools are plentiful.
Sir Arisen, thank heavens you've come. Saurians have claimed the village yet again, if you can believe it. Just when almost all of the villagers had arrived as well. Oh, why must these scaly fiends beset us so?
Oi, what are you doing standing about when there's work to be done?
Jonas, this is the good sir I spoke of, the one who called the Saurians for us.
Is that right? Then I expect you to aid us with this mess, stranger. You did it once afore, eh? Only natural you'd help finish the job.
My apologies for the chief's temperament. Yet he speaks truly. We have need of your strength. Pray, cull the beasts as you did before, sir. I dare say you are the only one upon whom we can depend.
I will protect you. Well done.
The Saurians are no more, I see. That's twice you've come to our rescue now. You're more than a friend to Harv Village, Sir Arisen. You are a hero. Truly, we cannot
Here he is! I found our troublemaker!
Jonas! What is the meaning of this?
This blasted beastren went and ventured into Stormwind Cave. How many times have we said none are to tread there? But he just had to poke his nose where it didn't belong. There can be no doubt he's the one who incited the Saurians' attack.
Forgive me. I never meant for any of this to happen.
Trust a beastren to muck things up.
Jonas! Surely there's no need for such talk.
You would say that, wouldn't you? Seems to me beastrens go causing problems, and we humans are lumped with the job of cleaning up after them.
Jonas, please! You're being ridiculous.
There!
I do apologize. 'Twould seem things have turned rather uncomfortable. But we mustn't let this sour your triumph. You came to our aid when we needed it most, and for that, you have our gratitude, Sir Arisen. I do hope you shall visit us again anon.
A ruder fellow I never met. The village's troubles are far from done, if you ask me.
Now to report to Captain Bront.
Don't bring trouble to my door, you hear?
Thank you, Sir Arisen. That's twice now you've aided us. We've a long road ahead, but fear not. Harv Village shall be bustling again ere long. I do hope you'll stop by if ever you're passing through.
Follow me, if you would.
Fancy a look at my wares? Well met, sir. How might I be of service?
always a pleasure.
Have we any gold left after that extravagance?
It seems to me the shopkeep could have afforded a discount.
Pray, allow me to open yon chest.
Some call it cultured.
The day grows darker with our every step.
Ears pricked. It will be difficult to pinpoint distant foes by sight alone.
I'd wager there's ought to be found here.
Let us ponder how best to proceed. Must finding these be so difficult?
A splendid discovery. Interesting. I shall have to inform my own master of this.
I seem to recall there being a treasure chest in this area when I explored it in other worlds. Shall I lead the way?
You have my protection.
I'll turn you into a pit, Bertrand.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
Risen, we ought to heal ourselves while we have the chance.
You've a knack for drawing the enemy, Risen.
Understood.
This brute has quite a temper.
Its part is most fun.
That means within the range of its maw. Be wary.
Strike at the heart while it's exposed. Tis a foe worthy of vision. Lord say our best.
Arisen. I should have expected you may yet linger here. Ah, I happen to understand Elvish, Master. I expect you'll find my talents useful.
What say we get some rest? I'm not sure I could face a trek with my belly so full. No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
I will protect you.
Come to think of it, we're all of differing vocations, aren't we?
Our respective abilities are unique as well.
I see it as a glad thing. We are well poised to supplement each other's strengths. Well fought, Arisen.
Keep on like that, it will be done here soon enough.
That was certainly worthwhile.
Tis a fair reward. We cannot complain.
We'll find a use for it, I'm sure.
One can see far to the distance from here.
Perhaps we might take a moment to savor the scene.
Right you are.
I've just had a thought. Curious thing. One of my former masters chose to hire only women. I wonder why.
Now there's a thought.
In traversing other worlds, I came to know of a treasure chest in this area. Perchance you'd like to see it? Pray, follow me. I know the way, so there's no chance of our getting lost.
Over here, if you please.
This should help.
This way, Master. Here we are.
Have you forgotten something, Arisen? You're looking rather lost.
You are in need of healing. Allow me. Wait right there. Whatever 'tis you need, I shall gladly oblige.
Saurians?
You're soaked! Do try not to catch cold. I shan't allow any further harm to come to you.
I'll turn you into a pincushion. A meager challenge if I ever saw one. This'll be over in moments.
I quite agree.
That was well fought. There's no one standing who might say otherwise.
No doubt, this triumph will spur us into the next. As I recall, the location of another of our tasks is not far from here.
We shall have to decide which is the most pressing. We cannot do everything at once.
We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
I overheard some of the soldiers standing guard outside the palace discussing a curious rumor.
Oh, did it pertain to the Queen Regent and an important personage, perchance?
Indeed. Some suppose there is more to her relationship with this Batali dignitary than is publicly known. The person we're here to meet is nowhere to be seen. Shall we come back later?
This is the wrong time of day for what we have in mind. Best we set out again later.
Hoi, friend! Have any time for me today? I dare say we're overdue another talk. There's something I've come to understand during my stolen hours exploring these streets, and I wanted to share it with you. every last resident in this city is wholeheartedly devoted to living out their lives. It seems a simple observation, I know, but to me, 'twas a revelation, for it made me painfully aware of my own position. Can this existence of mine even be called living when I am so doted upon by my mother? I want to live a life I can proudly call my own, and to achieve it with all that my heart desires. I tire of enduring my mother's coddling, and of having to mind every twitch in her face in order to appease her. Looking at this box, 'tis proof that I am not my mother's servant to be wheeled about as she pleases. 'Tis something I obtained of my own will. Though it came to me through you, of course. Pray, take this with my thanks. 'Tis quite a rarity, as I hear it. I hope 'tis to your liking. Now, I'd best be off. I may not be able to wander the city again for some time. There's aught I would do. Thus, I cannot say when next we'll see each other. Though I feel sure we shall in time. Perhaps sooner than we might think. Till then, take care, friend.
That was quite a gift. I hope that procuring it was not a burden upon the lad.
Right you are.
Always another errand.
There's a ladder here.
After you, Arisen.
Look, while you're here, eh?
Treat your ears to a tailbite.
You have no right.
I'll turn you into a pincushion. The Cyclops draws near.
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
Our foe stumbles. Just one more push ought to bring it down.
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tailbite.
Might as well take a look while you're... Here, eh? Many thanks.
No purchases to be made today, I see. I just hope the shopkeep understands.
The Arisen is ever prudent in the application of coin.
Might you consider lightening your pack, Master?
If you've anything edible, I'll... gladly lessen your burden.
Boots laced, strapped. I'm ready for
how much
patrol.
longer I can hold out.
My body's not forgiven me for last night's scuffle. Boots laced, belt strapped. I'm ready for patrol.
Shall we visit the manor, as the maid bid? Pray, allow me to show you the way.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
Lots to do.
Say, have I seen you around?
Quite a predicament.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
I say we collect as much as we can carry.
Oh, you came, sir. I must confess, I feared you would not. But I forget myself. You must be wondering why I asked you here. I should like to speak with an acquaintance of yours, a child with whom I espied you conversing. She is the spitting image of my young master, you see. It is my hope that she might take his place for a time, thereby granting him a reprieve from his sorry situation.
Diana, would you paint my mother a criminal? Perhaps I ought to be the one to explain.
Young master, I meant no offense.
Diana has the right of it, though the situation is not nearly so dire as she makes it sound. I seek only the freedom to leave my own home. My mother is bedridden, you see, and her mind is not so sharp as it once was. Whenever I am absent, she grows terribly distressed. By leaving a look-alike in the house, I hope to ensure her peace of mind while I attend to matters of my own. Would you be willing to lend your assistance? Splendid! Thank you so very much.
'Twas in the slums that I witnessed you speaking with the girl. Would you be so kind as to bring her here?
What's this? Come to admire my sculptures, have you? Ho, ho! To think my eminence as a collector would reach in the ears of the Arisen. If only my collection were complete, I'd fain allow you to inspect it. Alas, the sculpture that I commissioned to be its centerpiece is yet to arrive. And 'twould wound my pride to have you behold my collection ere 'tis made whole. If your curiosity shall not be denied, however, mayhap you'd consider paying a visit to the sculptor in my stead. The man's home is located in Bakbatal. You need only tell him that I eagerly await the sculpture's completion.
A simple conversation oft reveals what a week of searching never could. Whom shall we speak with first? Have no fear, Master. I'll fare all right without you for a little while.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
I'm sure I could find a place. Everyone's busy with their own affairs.
Pray, take yourself elsewhere. Our services are only available to members of this establishment.
Ah, good, you return. I find myself on edge when you stray from my line of sight.
Nice and quiet today.
I'm in no hurry.
My arms from bad to worse.
Where to now?
This is where I call my life
There's no shame.
Pray, take yourself elsewhere. Our services are only available to members of this establishment.
I cannot condone this.
From bad to worse.
My apologies, sir, but as you are not a member of this establishment, I cannot permit you through.
I cannot condone this.
Are we leaving already? Bother. I was just getting warmed up.
I am honored to be called to your side, Arisen.
This isn't life.
And I shan't resist. I'm explorer.
I'll train
I'm sure I can handle this. Quite sure.
So tired. I kick just
Not
about
important
anything.
whatever happens here, anyhow.
It is quiet about.
Sets my thoughts down dark paths, this place.
Wouldn't say
Dead on my feet.
I must be quick.
Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort of sense. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better with a bit of medicine. Yet e'er since he came here, he's only gotten worse.
I understand how you must feel. But you must see that your son's health continues to wane. There is no medicine that can heal him outright. He requires proper treatment. I am caring for him as best I can. I beg only for your patience. However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, perhaps you would care to take him home with you instead. Mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid his recovery. Of course, I would be sure to visit him as oft as I am able.
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray bring my son back to health.
I will look after him. I swear it. Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, forgive me. You're not a patient, are you? I suppose you must be a visitor. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I have the privilege of serving as abbess here. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patients. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know 'tis perilous, but there is one ingredient in particular we cannot afford to run out of. You would procure it yourself? I am grateful beyond words, sir. In that case, might I trouble you to bring me some miasmite? The slums are a bane to the body's humors, and its residents are oft prone to illness. We do what we can with what little we have, but we're always short on helping hands. Your aid is most appreciated, sir. May your search prove fruitful.
Tell is, miasmite can be harvested from phantoms. Monsters that wander the wilder night.
Ah, yes. Now I see.
Yes, sir. Ah, forgive me. I had assumed you were here to bring me some miasmite, as we discussed. If that's not the case, you will have to excuse me. There's much to be done, and too few hands to do it.
Wickedness has no hold upon a true
Easy there, friend.
My joys have been
making something fierce of late.
Got more soil on me than an unwashed potato.
Hoy, Arisen! I was hoping you'd come by, so I could thank you again for all your help. You really made a difference around here. You wanted to ask me a favor this time? All right. How can I help? So, this noble boy wants me to pretend to be him? I'm not sure that'd work. I mean, I don't know the first thing about being a noble. Besides, are you sure we can trust these people? It all sounds a bit fishy to me. All right, I'll do it. But if I'm not very good at it, it's not my fault, okay?
Go home and write down. I don't like this place at all.
Shall we bring Miss Daphne to see Master Sebastian? Methinks I know where to find the person you're looking for.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
We have arrived.
'Twas in the slums that I witnessed you speaking with the girl. Look, young master. She's here.
Indeed. I could be staring into a mirror. Diana, will you dress her and instruct her in her role?
As you wish, young master. This way, if you please, miss.
What a kindness you've done me. Now I can go and fetch a gift for Mother. I'm hoping a little cheer will aid her in her recovery. And a flower from Melve seems just the thing. And she was born there, you see. No doubt her days would be brighter with a memento of her old home by her bedside.
All is ready, young master. You need only finish your preparations for the journey.
Let's see. What else must I bring? Ah, I almost forgot. In that goes.
You know, the roads around Melve are supposed to be really dangerous. I heard the safest way to get there is to carry something that reeks of Cyclops with you, because it'll scare all the monsters away.
The lands around Melve are rife with poisonous flora. I'd hoped to pack an antidote for the young master, but the shops had none to spare. 'Tis not only poison the plants inflict, but drowsiness besides. Might there not be a curative that accounts for both?
It seems Master Sebastian is lacking a few supplies. Shall we gather what springs to mind?
Must we run everywhere? You are an impatient one, Arisen.
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
knows? Mayhap I really would have been better off a baker. Sometimes I wonder if I'm cut out.
This might contain useful information.
A thorough perusal might reveal aught of interest.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
Our soldiers need better training.
Well then, I ought to be off, I suppose. I must confess, I feel rather uneasy. This is my first time leaving the city. I only hope I've not forgotten anything of import. You think I ought to bring some medicine and monster repellent with me? What precisely would you suggest? My thanks. I'm certain these will come in useful. Now, I really must be going. Wish me luck.
Take care, young master.
Come back safe.
Thank you for your aid in all of this, sir. I shall see about procuring you a suitable reward, so pray do come visit us again.
Anyway.
Find myself some work.
Greetings, Your Majesty. Have you a moment to speak? There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. It seems Magistrate Wardor has been safely delivered from his cell. The man's dedication to justice shall doubtless be a great boon to our cause. Mayhap it would be prudent to visit the man on occasion and avail yourself of his vast stores of wisdom. He might have knowledge that could benefit you on your travels. Now, would you be so kind as to return the key I lent you? I thank you. Pray, take this. Consider it remuneration for Your Majesty's efforts.
Not bad.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. I bear word from Regent Ken Sven, Your Majesty. He espied the delivery of a suspicious package to a man named Allard, a minister who happens to be one of the Queen Regent's staunchest and most powerful allies in the palace. From the pains he took to remain on scene, 'tis plain that Allard wished this delivery kept away from prying eyes. That alone is reason to suspect a connection to Deez's schemes. We must get to the bottom of it. The Regent Kin intends to call Allard to his chambers come nightfall. He bids you to use this opportunity to search the Minister's chambers and see if there's aught to be learned. What say you, Your Majesty? Are you willing to undertake this task? I shall ensure that the door to the Minister's chambers is open between midnight and dawn. Pray, use that time to infiltrate and uncover aught worthy of suspicion.
Methinks our travels will progress smoothly on this occasion.
Shall we make for Vernworth Palace?
I've been on my feet. Right, door's locked. That should do it.
Don't complain, mate.
Why me? Tis so dull that there's nothing to do. This is such a
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. You've my gratitude. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Forgive me, but I must return to my rounds directly. Ah, but in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? Would you care to accompany me? As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived. An unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen ill. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine he required. So, he was put into our care. Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Pray, stay as long as you wish. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there. Help me. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. And now he's... Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet... something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the Gracious Hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
This is a place of prayer. Do keep your voice low.
To market I go. I fear I've much to attend to.
Each of our patients deserves our full attention. Would that we had more hands to aid. Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the Abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Teles, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. At times I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeared for them.
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the Abbess can enter? If the gracious hand has a secret, 'tis the Abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. Oh, you've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, it must be the Abbess's doing. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the Sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the Abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need, if it exists to be found.
Aught about this reeks of a plot. Let us gather evidence that we might expose it.
You have my support. How might we enter the basement sick room?
Aptly said.
Beg pardon, sir, but this room is where our most severe cases convalesce. I must ask you not to disturb them, for your sake as much as theirs. The patients in this room must not be disturbed. Leave this place at once.
Oh, someone help me. Jahan? Bruno, where have you gone? Oh.
Medicine? Medicine! 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 Now! Now! Now!
Mayhap 'twould serve us well to track down the former patients mentioned in these records of treatment.
You have my support.
It must be good. It is my duty to devote my life to prayer and fellowship.
I shall gladly aid you if 'tis within my power.
I know. It's a secret, right?
Ne'er in my wildest dreams could I have imagined 'twould be the magistrate you... All here.
Wonder if there's any easy work to be had.
Whatever it is, I'll have to hear it another time.
Lady Eleanor's a goodly person, a saint-like. Her earnest care saw me back to full health. I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that basement sick room, and she watched o'er me through it all, bless her. Can't say as I miss that basement, mind. 'Tis an eerie place, dark and shadowy, filled with the moaning of the sick. Suppose 'tis only to be expected, given the state of those assembled. I'm sure I was moaning too.
'Tis a chest. I shall take a look inside.
Some other time, maybe.
Elena. Ah, yes. The abbess of the Gracious Hand. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once myself. But I must admit, I've always felt there's something off about her. You see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. But then I started getting sicker and sicker till I was certain death would come for me. In the end, I survived, but methinks I was one of the lucky few. So many died down there. And once I saw her, the abbess, meeting with a strange man. She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up. And he gave her something small in return. You'd think 'twere medicine, but I'd not have bought medicine from a man like that. He had the look of a scoundrel about him. They were whispering, but I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. 'Tis well suspicious, eh? Where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square in the eastern part of the common quarter, and always a night, as I recall.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
I'd say we collect as much as we can carry.
No one will disturb me here.
Not within whatever happens here, anyhow. Just wait for your appointment to come in.
Here.
Aye, this is plenty. Lord Phaesus is like to be in your debt. Nicely done. Suppose it can't have been easy to procure this much so quickly.
You suppose wrong. I command their full faith. 'Tis simple for me to extract what I require.
Ha! You're a fearsome one. Here's hoping I ne'er end up in your care.
Enough. I gave you yours, now you give me mine. I'd not be seen here with you.
Ah, of course. Wouldn't want to hurt the Lady Saint's image in the eyes of the common folk, would we? Here's your special medicine.
Glad we understand each other. Till next time.
Aye, be seeing you.
This is not the first we've heard of Lord Phaesus. What could his aim be, I wonder?
How very peculiar.
I spend my days in quiet reflection.
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Who are you supposed to be?
Have you business in Batal? Then you, good sir. Will...
There's a ladder here.
Leave off. Interested in my wares?
Time to find me a mark.
Won't someone do aught about this? Won't someone do aught about this?
Save it, cuz. I'm not interested.
If 'tis naught of import, pray...
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
Just between you and me, my survey missions...
Have you some business here?
A certain standing is required to be here.
All's well, I trust.
I've no intention of swapping gossip.